Okay, so I like using paint because you get all the colors your heart can desire, and then you can erase, delete, you can change the board and all of that wonderful thing. So I'll just show our little paint up here. Okay, so you have 6x squared, rooted, minus x plus 12 equals 0. We want this problem to eventually equal 0, but look how, when you happen to deal with the squared number, you really want it to be alone. You really want it on its own. So what we're going to do to start off this, okay, we're going to add x here, and we're going to minus 12 here so that we can cancel these two out so that we can get behind the 0. So they can get behind the 0, and this 6x square rooted is going to be on its own. So we're going to end up with (6x) rooted equals, we're going to say x minus 12. Okay, because we might, when we added x here and minus it here, we actually just added it to the other side. They're opposites to the other side here. So it's no longer 0. And now that 6x squared is alone. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we need to get rid of this. Have this on its own. The opposite of squaring something is to multiply it, of course. So we're going to drop this down. It just becomes itself when they square it like that. And then we're going to have to do the same things to each side. So this is now going to look like this. Okay, so we just did the opposite of this symbol right here. Yeah, my brain is like, it's getting towards, it's getting late, so my brain is just like giving out on me. All right, but we're going to get through this. Okay, all this is simply saying foil me. That's what it's saying. It's saying foil me right now. It wants you to foil it. So go ahead and foil it. X minus 12. Okay, so this symbol is just saying this equation, when you have to do when you're taking it from here, you got to square all of it, x minus 12. So I should have put those parentheses there. And all that is saying is itself times itself. So that's what we're doing here. So we have x times x will give us x squared. Then we have x times negative 12 will give us negative 12x. I'm doing this in color so you can see exactly what we're doing here. Then we have negative 12x times negative 12x will give us negative 12x. All right. And then we have negative 12 times negative 12, which will give us positive 144. All right. Now you can see how this works with these colors and stuff. All right, let's go back to using yellow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this, and remember it's still equal to 6x, okay, at this moment. Now what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this before we do anything else and try to get this to equal 0. Negative 12 plus negative 12 is going to give us negative 24. Okay, so this has been simplified and changed to negative 24. Okay, now we need to get this 6x over to the other side so this equation can equal 0 so we can factor it. So what we're going to do is we're going to minus 6x from this side, which is going to turn this into 0. Okay, But when we minus the 6x over there, we're going to minus it over here. And it's already, and I should put that x there. We already have 24x. So all we're going to do is 24 minus 6, which is going to give us 18. And that's going to make this, now we can put, I kind of want to try to kind of see what's going on. And that's going to give us 18x. Oh, that's negative. I said 18x. Oh my lord. Y'all don't listen to me. That is not going to be 18. That's going to be 30x. Negative 30x. Negative 24. I don't know why I added that. Negative 24x minus 6x is going to give us negative 30x. This is the stuff I be talking about. All right. So plus 144. Those are the simple mistakes I would make. Like, I know how to do the math. Okay. So then that's going to make the equation. I just get a little confused. That's it. We'll throw it off. X squared minus 30x plus 144. Now this is a factorable equation here. Now we're going to just factor this out. X squared is going to be x times x. Now we're going to look at this 144, and we're going to say what times what will give us 144. And this is where it's going to take you, may take you a little bit of time to figure out, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to make the outer numbers, these numbers when multiplied and then added to the multiplication of these two numbers equal this negative 30. And those two numbers that will do that for us, you know, there's multiple numbers that will go into 144, including 12 and 12, 72 and 2, 144 and 1 will multiply and get 144. But our actual two numbers is going to be negative 6 and negative 24. So negative 6 and negative 24. And at this moment, because x has got a 1 in front of it, it doesn't matter if you put it on the left or right. But if it had like a number or something in there, then everything matters. Okay? So how I figured out negative 6 and negative 24 is negative 24 times 1 is negative 24, minus 6 is negative 30. So if you had negative 24 or something and you took negative minus 6 more, will give you negative 30. I know that's elementary, but I'm breaking it down for everybody. Okay? Now we're actually ready to go ahead and, you know, we have our factors. We're ready to go ahead and look over to the right. We're going to take this and we're going to go make these equal. We're going to use the zero factor rule. X minus 6 equals 0. And then we're going to do x minus 24 equals 0. Once you get quick and good enough to do this, you're going to already know the answer. Once you see this fraction here, you will already know, well, these factors here, you will already know. You don't even have to do this step, but we're going to do this step. So what you're going to do here is you're going to add 6 to this side to get x alone. So this is going to become 6. So we know that one of our points is going to be 6, or sets is going to be 6. So x equals 6. Okay. Now the next one is 24. We're going to add 24 here, add 24 here. And remember, when you add these, they cancel out. All right. And one of our, now we know that our other set is actually going to be 24. Okay. So we'll end up with 6 and 24. But you thought you was done, okay? but you're really not done. And these equations, when they want you to solve these equations and it's already equal to 0 up here in the original equation, you kind of got a problem here. And really that problem is that is already equal 0. So we have to plug in the 6 and both the 6 and the 24 into this equation for x and see that after plugging it in, if it actually equals 0. I told you all, this is a very long one, okay? You're not done yet. So if you put the points 6 and 24, you're gonna get it wrong, okay? So you're gonna plug in. This is our original equation. You're gonna just say 6, and we're gonna try the 6 first, times 6 minus 6 plus 12, and it has to equal 0 once you work this out, okay? 6 times 6 is 36, okay? Which it squared would literally just be 6, so equals 6. So we can say 6 minus 6 plus 12. Does that equal 0? 6 minus 6 is 0. Plus 12 is 12. It doesn't equal 0. It equals 12. So we know that it actually cannot, one of our points, though we found 6, it can't be 6. So you have to eliminate that 6. And this is so much like information I'm giving, and I'm so hoping that it's gotten, because it's like this last step is very important, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing for our 24. Let's plug it in, okay? Because it could possibly be, you know, no solutions. You know, that's an actual thing, no solution. So we're going to say 6 times 24, okay, that's where 6x is, minus 24, plus 12 equals 0. Okay, so now we're going to do the math again. And I'm going to use my handy-dandy calculator. You got 6 times 24, which is 144. 144. 144, that is just like saying 12. Okay. Then you have 12 minus 24. Okay. So then you have plus 12. Okay. So we got 12 minus 24, which will give us negative 12. So 12 minus 24, this will give us negative 12. And then negative 12 plus this negative 12 here, negative 12 plus this 12 here will give us 0. Okay, you see what I did there? 12 minus 24 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 12 is 0. So guess what? There is only one set here, one point, and that is going to be, I can put it, we can actually get rid of all this because we done figured it on out. We done figured it out, child. We done did it. We're good with it. And that is going to be 24. This will be your answer. And yes, unfortunately, you can skip some steps once you you'll be able to skip through a bunch of steps once you can look at a problem and tell what you're supposed to do and just get the answer in your head. But if you want to be really careful like myself, because I really mess up a lot, like a lot just by not seeing a number or numbers mixed around for my dyslexia, so I have to go over it and go through these steps a lot of times. And sometimes I just skip. If I feel good enough, I just skip them. Skip the steps, and then sometimes I regret it. But yes, you really do have to go through all these steps to learn this and to actually get your answer. So it is long, it is lengthy, it is a lengthy way, and you're probably never going to use it in your life. But guess what? If you decide to go do college algebra, that's that one time you're going to ever have to use it use it in your life. So that's good enough for you to get 3 points in college algebra for you to learn it, okay? All right. So this is your answer. I say that's correct.